I want to give you a big tip.
Today we're on Penang Island and we're at Georgetown. So we're going to see what Georgetown has. We've heard there's some Clan Jetties there which look interesting. There's a little India place and there's a Chinatown as well. So we're going to just get off and have a walk around and explore.
And there's the street art, remember?
Oh, there is the street art, yeah. So today we don't want any trips or anything. There's enough to do, we think, in Georgetown to keep us occupied.
When you come off the boat, you'll walk through a little area where there are lots of maps that you can pick up for tourist map and for Georgetown Heritage Site.
We've just got off the boat, and as soon as you get out the terminal, there are the maps to get, but you do get approached by, God, there were dozens, weren't there, of taxi drivers?
Loads. I don't think I've ever been to a port where we've been, I'm not going to use the word harassed, because that's quite a strong word, but probably we were still walking for about 5-10 minutes and they were still swarming round us, trying to get us to go in taxis. So many people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they want the business, but it doesn't give you, our intention was always going to be that we were going to walk, we were never going to take a taxi, but we must have explained that about 30 times on our way through, and it does get a little frustrating. I'm a very patient person, but I really did want a t-shirt saying, go away, please, in perhaps stronger terms than that.
And I also think that the thing that you need to know is when you get off the ship, it does say there's a free tourist bus to take you around.
The cat bus,
The cat bus, which looks excellent. But when you actually get out of the ferry terminal, you can't see where to get it from. You ask the people and nobody seems to be able to tell you. So it's really confusing.
Yeah, there are a number of passengers looking for this bus, but there was also no timetable. It's a Sunday today, and we're not sure whether it runs on a Sunday. So yeah, a little bit confusing, but now we're a little bit away from all that madness. We're in Little India, as you can probably see behind us. We're just going to take some time to look at the maps and get ourselves oriented. But right up until this point, we haven't had a chance to do it.
But
as soon as you pull a map out, somebody's on you.
You are scared to get your map out because the taxi stops and asks you if you want a taxi. But what I would say is, if any of you watching do know about the cat buses and how to get them, please drop a comment for people who are watching this, perhaps. So, it would be really useful, wouldn't it, to know where to get them from, if anybody knows.
Yeah, it would, and the frequency as well.
Yeah, but anyway, join us as we now try and discover what to do without a taxi driver telling us where to go.
In Georgetown.
So at the moment we're outside Penang Peranakan Mansion. I'm rubbish at pronunciation, I do apologise. And this is a museum depicting the typical home of a family who lived more than a century ago here. It's open 9:30 till 5 and it's 25 Malaysian ringgits to get in for an adult.
So it's a very busy day in Georgetown, a lot of people going to the temple there. It's a very nice looking temple just here as well. It's very hot, very warm, very busy, and you've got to keep your eye out on the roads for the bikes coming past as well. There's some really interesting little buildings and that you just keep happening across. It's a very good place to just pot around. We're coming up to Cannon Street now, which is famous for the graffiti that's around here. They've got sort of Banksy style murals all over the place, so we're going to go and see if we can find some of those. So this is part of the street art. This is the boy on the chair, and all of this street art was apparently based on people who lived or live around here. So I wonder how old that boy is now. Interested to know.
He might be dead by now.
I don't think it's that old.
Oh.
Sorry, my friend, we've got no pump. Lisa's just said she thought that this looked like her when she was younger, because she had a bob sort of hairstyle, a bit like that. I've just got a little bit of concern though. I think there might be something she's not telling me. And again, here's a very faded street art. You might just be able to make out Skippy the cat, who passed away in 2019, and it looks as if, unfortunately, his graffiti depiction is also passing away slowly. Yeah, think about your own mortality. Make sure you travel quite a lot. Do the things that you enjoy. Have a good time all the time.
But yeah, because you don't know how long you got left.
And just make the most of life.
Ram the good times in, as a very special friend of mine always says, you know who you are.
And this one's called Love Me Like Your Fortune Cat, which is right next to the sewage drains, and Lisa couldn't stand there because it stank. And there's a monkey. So this street art here is outside a bakery, and these are the actual children of the baker who lives here, apparently. So again, a good photo opportunity.
Yeah, people are queuing up to get their photos taken here.
So we're now on Armenian Street, which is the core zone for the Georgetown World Heritage Site. It is UNESCO recognised, this area of the town. And you can see such old bits, and it's just really interesting to potter around in. Some fascinating shops, and it's really busy and bustling. Do you know where we are now?
Sort of. It just takes a bit of time to get your bearings, and because it is so hot and there is so much traffic around, sometimes it's just a little bit overwhelming, because you're trying to concentrate on what's going on around you and try to map read. And
you're not get run over and not fall down holes.
I can multitask really well, but I'm just feeling a little bit like a computer that's got a lot of screens open at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just recording, that's all. So you can get entrance to this temple via Armenian Street. Very beautiful place. So the plan now is that we're going to go off to the jetties at the front. These are jetties where 7 different clans of Chinese immigrants live. They're still habited as dwellings, but you can, as tourists, still go on there, and there are shops and stalls and things that you can have a look at. So we'll go and see what that's about.
I want to give you a big tip. We thought, we'll just use our card, our debit card or our credit card while we're out here. But actually, in Penang Bay, lots of the shops you've got to pay in cash, and we've got no Malaysian ringgits at all. So if you're coming, I would really advise you to get some Malaysian ringgits. You can buy some on the boat, but you can only give them cash. You can't use your debit or credit card to get any. So unless you've brought sterling with you, you might be stuck. So get some before you come, is my tip of the day.
Tip of the day, you heard it here. So here we are at the Chew Jetty, and this is part of the Chew clan. So here we are, just going onto the jetty boardwalks now. You have to keep your eyes open because there are motorbikes zip up and down here. So you can see that these structures are just standing on pillars out into the sea. And although it's very shallow and muddy, it looks like they've been replaced as well. So for any construction enthusiasts there, I'm looking at these pillars and it looks as if some of them are just buckets of concrete that they've allowed to set, and then stuck another bucket of concrete on top of it, and then another bucket of concrete on top of it, until it comes level with the top of the jetty. It reminds me a little bit of a typical British pier, only there are some weird things going on, like motorbikes zipping past. You've got a lot of the suites and attractions and things that you might have on a British pier, but also it is just people's houses as well. So you can see some more jetties over there. And on the side of this one, we've got some very nice art. Folklore by the sea. So we're on the end of the jetty now. We've come to the end of the Chew Jetty. And what a fascinating place.
Yeah. You've got to come here if you come to Georgetown. This is amazing.
It's just a really interesting lifestyle.
Yeah. Just seeing how these people are living and cooking and their accommodation. It's just, wow, just really makes you think about how lucky we are. So lucky we are. Really.
Well, they've been here for a long time, so yeah, they're eking out some sort of an existence by getting money off the tourists. I don't blame them.
It's really thought-provoking though, isn't it? It's good to come somewhere and it really makes you think about your life and how you live and how other people live, rather than just lying on a beach.
Yeah, travel does broaden the horizons.
It's fabulous.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think cruising is particularly travelling. It's going to a number of places and then scratching the surface.
Yeah.
But it does give us the opportunity to think about places that we'd like to come back to. And I've got to say, Singapore and Malaysia, there's a lot to like. I really have had an interesting time in our 2 days in Malaysia so far. So there are 2 big bus terminals. Just as you come out of the port, you turn left. So it seems as if you can get to places very easily.
Giles, this place has got more chins than you.
That's just rude. So this is Fort Cornwallis, built here in 1786. If you want to go in, I think it's 20 ringgits to have a look round. I've had a look at it online and it didn't really appeal to us. So we're going to give this one a miss, but it's just by the port if military and naval and colonial history impresses you. This is the cenotaph in Georgetown, overlooking the sea. There's some very nice colonial looking buildings along here. I think it's the town hall. So it's this one that's the town hall, and I can tell that because of the big white letters on it saying town hall. You're laughing at me. And just on this park, which is opposite, they were playing cricket not too long ago.
I've just asked one of the guys who is cycling the tuk-tuks how much they are. They're 20 Malaysian ringgits for 1 hour for 2 people, which is quite good, I suppose.
About £4 or £5.
Yeah, £4 or £5 for an hour of cycling, being cycled around. They've got little fans on as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite good value. So remember to get your money changed though, because they won't accept cards.
So this is the Victoria Clock Tower, which is just outside the port terminal. This is where earlier we were accosted by 1,000 taxi drivers, so we didn't have an opportunity to really look at it or photograph it because we were just overwhelmed by Malaysian taxi drivers.
This looks a lovely place to eat. It's Auntie Gatclean's old school eatery and it's full. I just pop my head in the door, can't get in. Tons of people in there, all eating Chinese food.
veggie, non-veggie banana leaf meals are £8.50. Biryani's ready. That's about, what, £1.50?
Really pretty, isn't it? You know, it's almost like you could be in India at the moment, and a bit earlier it was like we were in China, and it's all really close to each other.
So that's our day in Georgetown. What are your thoughts of Georgetown?
It's really, really nice. There's so much going on here. There's elements of it that I wasn't keen on, like when it was really, really busy earlier this morning and we were having to walk in the road and there were scooters whizzing around us and people everywhere, and that was just a bit overwhelming.
You're looking for scooters, you're looking for potholes, and I think you were definitely a bit overwhelmed, weren't you, with all the with everything that was going on?
Yeah.
But once we'd taken a bit of time to sort of chill and have a look round at our own pace, it's been a really nice day.
Yeah. It's there's some lovely, interesting, quirky places to visit. The street art was fabulous. The umbrellas in the sky, and there's lanterns everywhere above the street, red lanterns. I don't know whether that's because it's Chinese New Year in a couple of weeks' time, so it may be decorated for that. And the Chew Jetties were fabulous, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's a great place to come and just wander around, and I've never been anywhere like this. I did wonder whether it would be similar to the Caribbean, but it isn't. It's very, very different, isn't it?
Yeah. We just missed out on going to an art gallery, which is closed because it is a Sunday today. But even though it's a Sunday, it's still very, very busy.
Yeah, all the shops were open because the taxi guys were telling us that nothing would be open because it was a Sunday. But if you're coming on a Sunday, there's tons of stuff open.
Yeah, I mean, there are trips and things to do. There's a big golden reclining Buddha and a few other things.
Oh, and there's the big tower. There's
the Kontar Tower
that we can actually see from here. I think it's about a 35-minute walk away from where you dock. And I've seen people go up there, and it's really good views. And perhaps if we'd have had a bit more time, we might have gone and done that, because that looked quite good to do. But bear in mind, it's really humid. So we're big walkers. We like going out and we walk miles, but it is quite hard in this humidity to walk around for a long time, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
You need plenty of water.
Yeah, keep hydrated and plenty of sunscreen, even though it's slightly cloudy at the moment.
Well, I was going to say, it's not really been a sunny day today. It's been quite a cloudy day, but it's so hot.
But I think
everybody says that, and you think, yeah, but it is.
I think the equatorial sun could probably catch you out if the sun came through. So definitely take your suntan cream with you.
Yeah, but if you come into Penang, you'll have a great time. Get off and experience it. And if you want to see any more of our Southeast Asia vlogs, check out our playlist up here.